Soho. My friend Rose is beautiful. People who were at my wedding still talk about her. How the color of her eyes matched her dress. I know a guy who used to work at A&W Root Beer with her when she was 14 who still talks about her like it was yesterday. He remembers the color of her bathing suit, the way her hair kinked in the humid afternoon. The head of the Metro section of the New York Times kept asking her to come up to meet him. Now this guy had all the most beautiful women in New York asking him out, but he always asked about Rose. He called her Rose with the gift set. We've been friends since she was 4. She was a single mom living down the beach down south and agreed to visit one afternoon in the autumn. We were living in a loft on Chambers Street and a friend was tending bar at a place in Soho. The Quaids were there. They had been nominated for Tonys for their turn in True West, Randy and Dennis. Dennis was hot and chiseled. He and Randy sat down at the table on either side of Rose. The guy from the New York Times fumed quietly and sat right across from Rosie, whose gaze kept darting around the room. I sat down and the guy who tended bar brought a bottle of Cristal to the table. I love anything with bubbles, and so I just was happy sipping and watching the Quaids and the reporter with the motorcycle all vie for Rose. At some point, she motioned for me to accompany her to the restroom. While we were applying lip gel and Shiseido blotting paper to moisten cheeks, she fretted about not seeing John John. I said, "Rose, Dennis Quaid and his brother are practically drooling over you." She seemed surprised and said, "I heard John Kennedy was supposed to be here tonight and I want to meet him." I rolled my eyes, which is a pretty hard thing to do while clamping on an eyelash curler, and said with a clenched jaw, "I hear he prefers blondes." She tossed her head while exiting and said, "Then I'll apply highlights."